World Cup quarterfinal predictions, people. The video that was highly asked on TikTok and YouTube. You guys are getting it. And what better company to do this than with Breton? How are you, my guy? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stars. But I just like before we get into quarterfinal predictions and all
Oh,
that fun stuff,
yes.
I have to ask you, like flat out, okay? What did you ever expect
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Santos to do what he did?
Did you? I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't. I didn't expect. Okay, this is the unexpected happened in this game. I just can like putting
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench was a bold decision by Fernand Sanch. So we need to, yeah. This is I was
Yeah.
the unexpected happened in my opinion. And people, put in the comment section who's gonna win the World Cup in your opinion. Like, say down below, okay? We want to see your thoughts on that, okay? And
Yeah.
yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's get this fixed too. Like, I see the comments. Don't worry, people. Currently, as we speak.
Oh man, nobody heard me ask that question, I guess.
Mhm.
Can you hear me now or no?
Can they hear you now? Yeah. Okay. Can put in the comment section if you can. It's yeah.
Well, listen. Um, I
Oh,
it's a. Can they hear me? All right. We got
yeah, yeah,
Portugal. We
yeah.
got France. We got Portugal. Okay, but no confirmation that anyone can hear me. That's okay. We're getting everybody in. It's early in the
Yes.
morning here in the States. I was just looking around to see if I muted myself on accident,
No,
which can happen. But look at
no.
this. You got a lot
Portugal.
of people thinking Portugal can do it, man. You
Yes,
got a lot of
yes.
people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right, we can
Portugal,
hear you.
Portugal, Portugal.
Okay.
So yes, reframe. Say what you were saying before. Sorry, Benson.
Yeah, so we started this out. I was on mute, but I can't get over from the round of 16. I understand Fernando Santos did something that I would have never expected, and yet I'm not that close to the Portuguese national team. So my first question to Alex here was, would he ever have expected Fernando Santos to do what he did? And by doing what he did, I mean making the incredibly bold and potentially insane decision to leave Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench.
I was not expecting it, and that was
Yeah.
very, very ballsy by Fernand Sanch. I gotta say just
Uh,
that. Expect the unexpected, and what a wise decision
yeah.
it was, okay? I've seen Gonçalo Ramos play since he's 17, and I can tell you right now, this is no miracle. This is a consequence of hard work and talent at Seychelles Academy, okay? Gonçalo Ramos is just getting started at 21, and I'm absolutely sure he will start the next games because he deserves just
Yeah.
that. Gonçalo Ramos performs the way he does because he knows that any second Cristiano Ronaldo can be put on the pitch, and justifiably so. And that's why I love this team. And Ronaldo has answered the comments saying this group is unbreakable. Unbreakable. And that's captain words right there. And people tend to forget, but Cristiano Ronaldo at the start of the tournament said, if we won the World Cup and I didn't score one goal, I would sign that contract. He said
Right.
just that. So I gotta believe in my captain with Cristiano. E Gonçalo Ramos continua. I mean, I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you know me. I generally I take the media sometimes with a grain of salt. whatever, but they
Sad.
are bending over backwards to try and craft some narrative that Ronaldo is separated from the team. And I think we're all going to find out that Cristiano Ronaldo is not separated from the team. Cristiano Ronaldo, if he leans into this super sub role, and I know it's ridiculous to think of Cristiano Ronaldo as a super sub, but if he leans into this and he supports his teammates the way that we think he is, right? I think you guys can go. You can go far. I mean, England, France in the semifinals is going to be interesting. But then again, England, France.
Are we going to beat Morocco? Are we going to beat Morocco in your opinion, Bretson?
I mean, listen, Morocco is only the 4th African nation ever to make the World Cup quarterfinals. I think they're going to give you absolutely everything that they most possibly can. I just don't think it's going to be enough. They've got they've got a Gerd is going to literally play on one leg. Okay, he's going to try his best. He's going to do what he can. You've got guys that have literally been run ragged. The depth is not there. We saw, Morocco actually had the best chance of the game versus Spain. I believe it was in that extra time or even late in the game. It was Shadira, their striker with that one-on-one, and this guy just did not look like he was ever going to hit the broadside of a barn. So when you get to the depth, I just don't see it happening. And right now with Fernando Santos, I don't know what manager I'm looking at anymore. Like, this old dog has new tricks, apparently, because to bench Cancelo, which I know is a little more of a slam dunk. I guess that was a little more understandable. Also a bold move in favor of Diogo Dalot, no?
Yes.
I mean, I know that you were expecting it, but at the same time, from a casual observer, you look at that and you're like, Cancelo, that guy's like a beast for Manchester City. He has not had the best World Cup. He has not had the best World Cup. So I don't know what Fernando Santos is going to roll out, but you have depth. Like, we haven't even tapped into other heroes that could craft themselves for Portugal. So when it comes down to it, I think Morocco needs to get one early on, or the longer the game goes on, Portugal's going to poke, they're going to prod, and they're eventually going to break the dam, and I think Portugal will win, and I think they'll win in regulation.
I love it. Between the lines, we are going to win it. I'm just going to say, Elmer, thank you for that $5 tip, man. You went bold. Morning from Miami. International community right there. And do you think Portugal will have an easy game?
No.
I'm going to be honest. Here. I don't think it'll be as easy as Switzerland, okay? That's why one is more advanced, Morocco. But I'm being honest right here, and I think we will win confidently. I think Morocco, Amrabat, I see he's getting injections even. He was in physio until 3 a.m. And this is clearly Amrabat not in full force, okay? I believe there's center backs too that are injured in this game. And I think we are prepared to play against Hakimi, to play against Ziyech, and to play against Boufal. I respect these players that are having a phenomenal World Cup. Bono too, okay, keeper. But I see João Felix. I see Gonçalo Ramos now. And most importantly, this is something that hasn't happened, Bretson, and it's changing my eye. Not the fact that Gonçalo Ramos started ahead of Krish. It's the fact that William was the CDM. He only played with one CDM. Otávio, Bernardo Silva, João Felix, Bruno Fernandes were so bold in midfield. He put so many quality creative midfielders, and that's what Switzerland wasn't prepared. So if we go with that same strat, I can't see Morocco defending us. I really can't. So my prediction is a 3-0 win or a 3-1 win.
Woo!
Let's get a goal for Portugal against Morocco, man. I believe in us, man. I really believe in the goals. And I just want to say, because I said it on the tape, shout out, go see that YouTube video if you want to. Portugal, okay, my reaction straight off the bat. Pepe, okay, became the second oldest to score, okay, in the World Cup in any time, but the oldest player to score in the knockout stages at 39. Okay,
there
so
that's
insane. That's the real leader of our locker room, Pep, crucial, man. Football heritage.
but here's the amazing thing, right? If it weren't for injuries, there's a really good chance Pep was never really going to play a large part in this World Cup.
Yeah.
Right? if it weren't for injuries. So it's amazing how sometimes things happen for a reason,
I think
right?
it always
Things
though.
happen. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely going to play, but was he going to start? No,
I think so.
He wasn't going to start.
I think so.
No,
He
no,
was.
Danilo was going to start. Danilo was
I
injured.
think Pep
Danilo
will.
was okay. All right. Well, anyway, beyond this, we
Yes.
gotta, if you're going to throw out that milestone there, we also got to say Gonzalo Ramos. Okay, I mean here Cristiano Ronaldo is sitting on the bench going like, I can't wait to get in this game so I can score my first World Cup knockout stage goal. And then here's Gonzalo Ramos that comes in with 33 minutes under his belt in a Portuguese national team jersey, and he scores 3 and has an assist to boot. And on top of that, I mean, he's the first player since 1990, 32 years. First player since 1990 to score a hat trick in the World Cup knockout stage. Okay, and he's also the youngest to do it since Pele. So 21 years old. I don't know. Do they actually call him Pistolero?
He really is, man. He really is.
Yeah.
And he's always done that celebration, Gonzalo Ramos.
Yes.
And
I
he's
saw it in
deserving.
UEFA Youth League. I haven't been watching him since he was 17, but I've been watching him as long as I've known you, which I guess was since he was 17. And he's also always been a supporter of FB Wonder Kids, FC Wonder Kid. So, we can't stress this enough. I mean, maybe we're a little biased here, but it couldn't happen to a better person. It couldn't happen to a player. João Felix said it best at the end of the game. He said, "This kid puts in all the work."
Yeah.
Right? He puts in all the work and he gets it done, and it's amazing to see this type of success. But this is the World Cup. And one game does not define you. So guess what?
Yep.
He's going to have to do it again.
He will.
Or somebody else on the team is going to have to step up because Morocco's going to go down fighting. And I'm going to tell you right now, again, I said it in our last podcast, but if people are not watching the work that Azzedine Ounahi is doing in midfield for Morocco, they need to get, with it because 22-year-old Ounahi has been phenomenal and he needs to take a step up from Angers after this World Cup. So somebody, Lyon, I don't care who it is, somebody needs to come in. Some La Liga team, Sevilla, could definitely use him.
Luis
I'm
Enrique
just
even had comments
off the top.
about him. He was like,
He was
who's this guy?
phenomenal. Yeah,
He's like, "Who's this
absolutely
guy?
phenomenal.
We got Pedri here, but this guy is absolutely destroying us in midfield. I was shocked too.
Yeah.
Like, great player to watch. Great player to watch.
And you know what just kills me? Like Luis Enrique, I get what he was saying, but like for him to come out and say that Spain dominated that game, they did not fashion the best chance of the game. The best chance of the game fell to Shadira for Morocco. Yes, did they have most of the ball? Absolutely. But none of that matters if you can't put the ball in the back of the net. You couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Like, you could pass it back and forth, and Rodri can set another 206 passes completed record, but ultimately none of it matters if you can't put the ball in the back of the net. That's not how you win games. And the craziest part is he asked every one of his players to practice at least 1,000 penalty kicks heading into this tournament. And how many penalty kicks did they end up making against Morocco?
It's so sad. It's so sad, man. It's Luis Enrique, man. And he's left now the Spanish national team.
Yes, he has.
It's official right now. And I think another consequence too, Hakimi at the end reminded us with the celebration. It was, where's Sergio Ramos? Where's Thiago Alcantara? And where's David De Gea? In a penalty situation too. So those decisions had a consequence in the situation. But big credit to Morocco that has a phenomenal team that deserves to be in the quarterfinals. We are ready.
Right.
Tell us down below who you think's going to go through. I want to see a lot of Portugal. And shout out to Kuwait, man. Thank you for that $2, man. Thank you so much, my guy.
So 3-0 is what you recommend, is what you're suggesting. Who are your goal scorers?
Gonçalo Ramos, João Felix, and Rafael may be off the bench. And I want to give credit, if it's 3-0, Diogo Costa has been putting some really good saves and crucial in the build-up play. That was one of my predictions. Diogo Costa being the best goalkeeper in this World Cup. And I really believe that will be the case. I believe it will. He had that blimp with Inaki Williams, but it didn't go through as a goal. Okay, so Keep
Yeah.
on going, Dio. Keep on going.
Well,
let's go to the big one.
Yeah, well, that's the big one there. I'm gonna say though, before we move on, I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
Portugal. I think it's gonna be closer, and I think Morocco will get one, probably on a penalty kick of some sort. I'm gonna say 2-1 Portugal goes through. But do we want to go to the big European showdown next?
Yes, we do,
Okay.
because I really have some thoughts here. And I
All right.
I believe that if Gareth Southgate is going to
Mm-hmm.
beat France, it's with playing that midfield of Henderson, Jude Bellingham, and Declan Rice. Please don't change the 3 center backs, okay? Because you will lose the touch with Bellingham in midfield. I see a ton of, oh, he's got this 2-year plan for Kylian Mbappe, this, that, and the other thing. I believe Kyle Walker is the best matching defender for Kylian Mbappe, but you can't change this midfield, okay? Jude has to play and give those options with Hendo and Rice, and I don't care. Sterling is back. Yes, like Sterling can be back, but Sterling can be back on the bench, man, okay?
Sure.
Foden has to start, Saka and Kane, and leave the midfield alone. That's what I gotta say. That's what I gotta say.
I think I'm in full agreement with you when it comes down to it. Yeah, no, and obviously, yeah, the media is really pepping up this Kyle Walker versus Kylian Mbappe showdown. Listen, Kylian Mbappe is going to get his chances. I don't care how fast Walker is. I don't care what. It's whether or not there are enough bodies in front of him, and those three center backs are going to be absolutely key. I think Harry Maguire is going to have the game of his life. Cleaning up that box if England's going to get by France here, because because you know what they always say? They say best laid plans, right? I mean, Luis Enrique's best laid plans was everybody practice penalties so that we make no penalties, and that was for a year. If you're telling me Gareth Southgate has a 2-year plan for Kylian Mbappe, I'm telling you right now, Kylian Mbappe will put a brace past England.
Easy.
Because there is no 2-year plan for Kylian Mbappe. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. So it comes down to literally harrying him. I mean, literally Harry Maguiring him, or somebody just crunching him. I mean, hurting him to the point where you're harrying him, you are throwing him off kilter, you are frustrating the heck out of him so that he makes his own mistakes.
And Kylian
Mbappe, and that too. But listen, like, it really is going to come down to whether or not Tchouaméni and Rabiot are as good as they have been so far this tournament. I don't think anyone has necessarily taken enough time out of their day to say Rabiot has been phenomenal for France this tournament.
Tchouaméni.
And Tchouaméni, we've already said that. Like,
I'll give credit.
We've said that a lot.
I'll give credit. Rabiot for me could be another guy.
Yeah.
Guendouzi could do what Rabiot's doing, but nobody could do what Tchouaméni and Griezmann are doing. I see here for then Sancho and Paul. Will he continue? Let's wait and see until the final of the competition. And I see Pato, Francisco Pato. I agree with this. Everybody worried with Mbappe, but the man of the match might tend to be Griezmann. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. So much focus on this plan of Mbappe, and we're not taking into account how good of a tournament Griezmann is having. And Giroud too, 52 goals scored already, and I could see him scoring against England, okay? We all remember those times with Wenger at Arsenal, man. With the best memories of Giroud. And yeah, I'm going to lean with France, though. I think France are going to go through this game because I can see Southgate changing the tactics, wrongly so. So, because you shouldn't change what's working. And against Senegal, you actually felt like England was dominant in the game. And Foden brings that creativity that they just didn't have. So yeah, those are my real thoughts on this.
So you think Southgate's going to hit his limitations managerially, and Deschamps is going to win the day? I agree with you that Griezmann is the X factor here, because I think all the focus will be on Kylian Mbappe. That Antoine Griezmann, I don't think anyone's realized, like, Antoine Griezmann is not playing his necessary normal role. Right? Like, he's playing like a little more of a holding mid with creative flair. He's all over the place. We've talked about it, the free role that he kind of has in this Deschamps setup. And Deschamps was ballsy for like knowing that he could do this. He's operating almost as like an 8 meets a, I don't know, 8 meets a 10 a little bit. And it's really been impressive, and I really am interested to see how it operates against such a strong English midfield.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And so
and two, like I want to say Theo. Okay, we're focusing Mbappe, Griezmann. Okay, we should, because these are the best players. And Tchouaméni, but Theo Hernandez at left back must be said. Okay, he's having an amazing tournament for France. Ferland Mendy ain't there, and Theo Hernandez is showing that he's one of the best left backs in the world of football right now. And AC Milan with Rafa Leão, two goals scored in the World Cup. Theo Hernandez now. AC Milan showing that they have a great squad and still in the Champions League for a reason. Okay, so
they're not quite matching the output of Manchester United yet, but that's okay.
Oh my days, man! Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Luke Shaw. Man, you got so many Man United players that are playing so well in this role.
Killing it.
It's Maguire. Of course, Maguire.
We all and Lisandro Martinez. You could throw him in there. He's been phenomenal for Argentina as well.
Good show.
Who knew?
Who
knew? But yeah, I think really what it's going to come down to is if they obviously this is not really a bold statement, but if you can knock Kylian Mbappe off his game for as long as possible, then England has a chance. But I'm just going to say it right now. I agree with you that I think Deschamps is going to get one over on Southgate in this particular match. I think there will be some sort of in-game tactical whatever, and I do agree with you. Olivier Giroud will get on the scoreboard, and I am going to say that France will outlast England when all is said and done.
So France-Portugal semi-final right there, people. Those are our predictions. And if that's the case, we are going to beat them hard, just like we did in 2016. And then, our there might be now Gonçalo Ramos and João Felix too. I know I didn't give the credit to João Felix still. And it's no more Aston Villa news. That is fake news. I can confirm right here, FC Wonder Kid.
Yeah.
He ain't going to Aston Villa. Man United, Chelsea are really interested. And the new club that's highly interested too is Arsenal. Arsenal with Mikel Arteta. I can tell you right now, they're asking. They're asking for João Felix. So that can be the case. Don't be surprised if he gets that.
Well, I know one thing Arsenal definitely has to do is they got to get that Mykhailo Mudryk deal done before his price tag keeps going up. Because man, oh man,
and no more Jesus, no more Gabriel Jesus, and they best hope Gabriel Martinelli doesn't get injured too. Okay, because now no Jesus just makes a signing like João Felix mandatory if they want to win the Premier League.
I gotta just comment on this.
Yes.
Savinha Sonaldo here. He says, I only hope Gonçalo Ramos continues to play like the last game. I'm gonna say it right now. The expectation cannot be that. Gonçalo Ramos will not hit a hat-trick and an assist every game. We know that. He will come down from the clouds. Switzerland, you guys outplayed the heck out of Switzerland. Morocco's going to be a little bit different, but yes, Gonçalo Ramos, if he gets on the scoreboard again after that type of showing against Switzerland, job done, man. Job done. He just needs to keep working. Keep working, and the product will come.
And I see comments that are saying like he'll never get another hat trick in the World Cup. Come on, man. He's done it at 21. Who are you to say you'll never do it again in World Cups in the future, man? I believe in Gonçalo Ramos, the first man to score a hat-trick in this World Cup. And he scored 2 goals in the UEFA Youth League final, and he just didn't score 3 because he didn't took the penalty. It was Thiago Dantas against Real Madrid Benfica. Go check that tape, man. Even in a Youth League final, man, he could have scored the hat-trick too. So I know it's a Youth League final, but I can see it happening at the highest level because that's high level.
All right.
That's high level.
Well,
okay. You got 2 predictions,
France, Portugal. France, Portugal.
Now the other side of the bracket. Okay, Brazil, Croatia. Let's go first. I think it's gonna be Brazil easy. Okay, I don't wanna be disrespecting to Croatia because it's a last dance for Luka Modric, and I think Brozovic, Perisic, Joško Gvardiol having a tournament of his life at 20.
Yep.
Just getting started too. Best player Croatia. They got a lot of tools. And I respect them to get to this stage. But I don't think it's going to go more. It's done.
No,
It's
I mean,
done.
I hate to make it as simple as this, but if Lukaku scored any of those clear-cut chances that he had against Croatia, we'd be talking about a completely different team playing Brazil right now, right? So what it comes down to is if Richarlison gets those same chances, and Richarlison as a striker in a Brazilian national team jersey has been something else. 16 goal involvements in 18 caps at striker for Brazil. If Richarlison gets those same chances that Lukaku gets, at least 2 of them are going in. Okay, no matter what Joško Gvardiol can do, no matter what Dominic Livakovic can do saving penalties, Richarlison will put those away. He's a different breed right now as striker for Brazil, and I expect that he'll get his chances. Why am I confident in saying that? It ain't bold, people. It's Neymar.
It's Neymar.
It's Neymar.
Exactly.
Okay? If it's not Neymar, it's Vinny Jr. So I honestly, I don't see how Croatia grinds them down. I think Croatia looked grinded down.
Yep.
I think they looked grinded down against Japan. I think they looked grinded down in their last game against Belgium. So it's really, really going to be tough. It's going to take, I don't know, some masterful performance from Andre Kramaric or from, one of the strikers just having the time of their life. For Brazil to get broken in some way that they don't come back and hit them for 3 goals in the second half. So I agree with you. Long-winded way of saying I think Brazil will outlast Croatia, and it won't even be outlasting. It'll be like 2-0.
I could 2-0. I think you're being respectful towards Gvardiol. I could see a 5-0, man. I could see a battering. I could see a battering happen. Okay, because against Japan. Because South Korea doesn't play bad football, and in the first half they couldn't stop Brazil. Japan went to penalties with Croatia, and we all know Canada outplayed Belgium too. So my logic is, this team of Croatia ain't at the same level, and Brazil, after seeing Portugal having the best performance in this World Cup, I could see Brazil going even bolder than they did with South Korea against Croatia. So, Vini, Neymar, Richarlison, Eder Militão, that once he started, has never left, and deservedly so, and Marquinhos, and Casemiro. Okay, it's going to be a real test for Casemiro playing against Modric. But I believe they're going to get a battering. I think it's going to be very convincing. So I go Brazil too. But tell us in the comments, people.
I mean, the only thing that might rankle Brazil or might push them into a feeling that they have not felt yet is, say, an early goal, first half goal that from my guess is an Andrea Zivkovic cross. Goes across and you got Kramaric, bundling it in or something. If Brazil goes down early because of some well-orchestrated goal. Yeah, Perisic, whatever. Then maybe you push Brazil into, a come-from-behind type of situation where that maybe they get a little too open, they get a little too free, and Croatia can continue to hit them as organized as they've been. But as of right now, I mean, Brazil's just been dancing their way here, except against Cameroon. But that was
I should dance. Abubakar masterclass.
Yeah, seriously.
Abubakar showing up to the world. I should be in the Prem.
But listen, Alisson didn't exactly have he didn't exactly have to sit there twiddling his thumbs against South Korea. True. He actually had to make some pretty damn good saves. So if that Alisson is there against Croatia, again, we have to remember, we talk about the attack. Offense is the best defense, essentially. But in the end, they still got Alisson in between the sticks. True. They still got Alisson to save the day if Croatia, for some reason, is able to break through here. So, yeah, I think I can't see Croatia getting by him. So, yeah, Brazil over Croatia, and that's the third of 4 semifinalists.
Okay, I agree. And this is Okay, we gotta go to the big game. So this is the big
Yeah.
game, the second big game, because I really believe the England-France will be a match to remember throughout the ages too. Okay, and that's what makes this World Cup so special. Okay, so many memorable moments like Saudi Arabia winning, Japan going through, beating Germany and Japan, and I think this England-France will be memorable too, with Mbappe maybe just going crazy. But another memory is going to be Netherlands versus Argentina, okay? This is the first big test of Argentina in this World Cup, and I could see a shock happening. I could see a shocking result happening of Netherlands going through, but I'm not going to bet on that. I don't bet on that because I want to see this Messi Ronaldo final, man. And Netherlands, if that's going to happen, Messi has to go bold in this match, just like we've seen in the group stage too. So I can't, Enzo plays too. Come on, jeez.
Somewhere I think Marcelo Gallardo is going to be smiling because he's going to see Enzo Fernandez and hopefully Julian Alvarez on the pitch together. Believe it or not, I don't think it's going to be Messi. I think it's going to have to be the surrounding cast, just like Maradona back in the 80s through the World Cup. It wasn't him doing everything. He had teammates that got the job done as well. Messi's going to need help. Messi can't do it all. And they're going to go the way of Enzo, of Julian Alvarez, right? Here's like, and even though I'm saying this, and I do agree with you. I think there's upset potential here. And I think if there's going to be somebody in his third stint with the Dutch national team, I think if there's somebody that's going to orchestrate a upset, it is going to be Louis van Gaal. And I think Angel Di Maria kind of fan the flames, fan the fire of it by calling Louis van Gaal the worst manager he's ever had. I don't know when that quote was from, but it's been recirculating, making its rounds across Twitter. I'm sure somewhere Van Gaal is smiling because he knows what he's got in his arsenal. And I honestly don't know. That's the weak spot for me. Acuna on one side and Molina on the other side. They're great. They're great serviceable fullbacks. But ultimately, Daley Blind was clinical against the U.S. Yeah, he's slow. Yeah, but he's smart, right? And then on the other side, you got Denzel Dumfries as a flipping bomber down the side, also playing pretty good defense. Like, that is the weak spot. And if they can expose those flanks for the Argentines, I think Argentina could be in trouble. And that's why I'm going to say the Dutch will outlast the Argentinians. If the Argentinians do not put the Dutch away, the Dutch will get this done.
So
they will get it done.
If it's draw at halftime, Netherlands wins.
Yes.
If a Messi clutch moment can happen too. But I just want to say on the off, it's like, for me, it's crazy that like Julian Alvarez has like Julian Alvarez against Lautaro for the Argentina national team. He's better. But in his club, Julian Alvarez against Haaland, he stays on the bench. So the best chance for Julian Alvarez to play this season as striker is in the World Cup, the best competition in the world, which is an absolute madness. And that's why I really believe we can see him outperforming a lot of the Argentinian players on that team. Because it's now or never for him. And I believe he's better than Lautaro. I can say that right now. I can say that.
Wow. All right. Yeah. I mean, Lautaro in this setup, I don't think Scaloni necessarily knows like what to do with him. I think Inter obviously has more of an idea because he's been doing it for them for some time. But like, really, Julian Alvarez, he honestly is going to be the guy. He has to have a big game for Argentina to get past here because the other person that we haven't even mentioned here, and it's almost good that Argentina had a stiff test, especially late in that match versus Australia, because guess what beast got awoken? Emiliano Martinez. Right? Yes. And that guy, we saw it in Copa America. We know that Emiliano Martinez, he's a better goalkeeper than Andres Noppert. He's not as big as Andres Noppert, but when it comes down to it, Emiliano Martinez is the guy that can, make sure Cody Gakpo doesn't send anyone screaming and past him from 20 yards out, or make sure Denzel Dumfries isn't alone on the far post like a certain other team let him do. But when it comes down to it, Emiliano Martinez is going to be not only the reason Argentina gets by the Netherlands, if it happens, he's also going to be the reason they wind up ever even thinking about getting past such a tough, deep, strong Brazil team.
Ooh! So this is what our predictions are in this World Cup, with a semifinal of Portugal, France, and another semifinal of Brazil, Argentina, and just the possibility of a final of Portugal against Messi, or Portugal against Brazil. Lisbon would be on fireworks that day, people. Like, that would be one of the best days of my life. I can tell you just right now, man. Brazil, Portugal, like, day to remember, man. Let's see if
I gotta start that Duolingo. I gotta start that Portuguese Duolingo, man. I don't know. I mean, it's taken over. It's gonna be a spectacle. That's for dang sure.
We're only gonna get better. Portugal is a country of immigration. Okay, we go to France, we go to the US, we go to England, and we conquer. We adapt to their culture. And the football players saw how we did that, and now we're doing just that, but in football too. So that's why Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, Rafael Leão, they all proved themselves outside of Portugal. Rafael Leão is an excellent example. At Sporting, he was good, but not what we see at Lille and AC Milan. Bruno Fernandes, in Italy, he was a youngster proving himself. He conquered outside of Portugal. Ronaldo changed the game. Ronaldo inspired all these players to be the best outside of Portugal. And that's why our academies will always keep pumping youngsters, because we're just inspired by what our people are doing outside of this country. I just wanted to really say that, man.
No, and I it's all true. And I really hope the U.S. takes what you guys have done with your academies as a blueprint.
Pulisic
heading into the next few years.
Pulisic, I feel the same way. I feel the same way for Pulisic, because he showed it can be done. I know, he was lucky with the dual. Seeing the story of Pulisic, if he didn't have the dual citizenship for a European country, was it Croatia? It would have been harder. So US needs to adapt for any. I think you have though.
Oh, we definitely have. I mean, I think we can lean into it a whole lot more as it moves on. But yes, Gio Reyna, these are all essentially. Gio Reyna is essentially a dual national in that sense. Yunus Musa, dual national. Anthony Robinson, dual national. You know, they're all across the board. And right now, I mean, hey, being a product of immigration. That's the world of football these days. That is the world of football. But listen, when it comes down to it, I have to ask you this. So, okay, we might be getting ahead of ourselves here, but if Portugal and say Argentina meet in the final, and it sets up this kind of Ronaldo versus Messi, oh my God, who's the GOAT for the final? Does Fernando Santos does he actually have the cojones to not start Ronaldo in a World Cup final?
He has. And if he does that, I hope it's just with one CDM on the pitch. It's not crazy, man. Gonçalo Ramos will score more goals until the final, man. I believe in that. And Ronaldo is known as the most, or should be known as the most clutch athlete in the history of sports, in my opinion, okay? He's the guy. He's the guy if aliens invade, man. Any narrative that you need, that clutchness. And if we're 0-0, 70th minute, Ronaldo comes on, the effect he has, man. Everybody of Argentina, Brazil, whoever will be quaking their boots so hard. And Messi will have 70 minutes on top of him, too. So that can be a game-changing moment, man. Clutch moment.
It could be. And after 5 World Cups, I hate to pour cold water on this. I mean, the guy just wants a knockout stage goal. Let's get him a knockout stage goal. And you know what? Messi was in the same boat, and it's pretty amazing to think that, right? Messi didn't get his first knockout stage goal until he scored against Australia. So it just goes to show that two of the world's best, two of the best all time. You got to take your chances when it comes down to it, and they can't do it themselves. True. So Gonzalo Ramos, got you all past Switzerland. Obviously, João Felix too. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Rafa Leao. By the way, was that just like a trick of photography, or was he actually smiling, Rafa Leao, when he hit that goal?
Yes, he always smiles, man. It's something, that's how he plays, man. Parlo in campo, okay? He says he's shy, he talks on the pitch, man. And that's what he just does, man. Rafa Leao, it's beautiful to see his impact. And that too. We have, Portugal's so lucky that we have the luxury to have the best player in Serie A to be on the bench and to be justifiable with how João Felix is playing. Nobody can say it isn't. And that's why we are this is the best team I've ever seen of Portugal. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that because I really feel that. I've never seen us so stacked with talent, and for the future too. And shout out to, I see in the comment sections, Otávio. Otávio does so much work in midfield, helps with the offense, does the dirty work on defense, and I love to see Otávio there, and I think he should start against Morocco.
But once again, Fernando Santos, man, because he was not in your 11. Okay, Otávio was not in your 11 heading into this tournament. Though. That's for dang sure.
He was against Turkey. I think he became Portuguese, and then I have to say he put Moutinho at CDM in those matches, and Otávio just going crazy, man. Like all of a sudden, and Otávio does it. Otávio, I like.
Okay, so does Neves come back into your 11 for this next match or no?
No, I don't. I like to see Otávio. I think we should.
So you're gonna straight. What changes would you make for this 11?
I'd put Cancelo maybe against Guerreiro. I think Cancelo just needed a bit of a. Look, you can lose your spot, mate, but I still believe he's one of the best fullbacks in the world. And Guerreiro did play well, but I was thinking in the back of my head, if Nunes was there, he'd maybe do better. So maybe no, he would do better. So that's what I gotta say. If I still sense the improvement. And Diogo Dalot has been one of the best fullbacks, just like Hakimi, Theo. Diogo Dalot is one of the best fullbacks in the World Cup, and obviously Denzel Dumfries too, okay? These four names for me are the clear fullbacks of the tournament until now. Like Dalot defensively is immense.
Dalot, Hakimi. The right backs and the fullbacks have actually had a pretty dang good tournament. I think really when it comes down to it, Dalot, Hakimi, Dumfries, Dumfries. Really don't like that guy. But hey, listen, this is I just looking at the quality of past Portuguese teams. I mean, you probably say what the last strongest team that you guys had, the strongest 11 you rolled out was probably when you finished 4th place in the World Cup. Years ago. When was that?
I'd say maybe in the past with Eusebio was our strongest team.
That far back.
I'd say that too. Because Eusebio was special. 9 World Cup goals, and Pantera Negra. There's a reason why Ronaldo took so much time to be considered the greatest Portuguese player ever, and Eusebio had that title, deservedly so. So I believe, this new generation will inspire, and in 5 World Cups already. Cristiano Ronaldo with Portugal, 5 World Cups. 5 World Cups. In the past, Portugal had only gone to 3 World Cups. 3 World Cups. So I gotta give credit to Ronaldo in changing this sport. And we won the Euros. Just win the World Cup, please, man. Hey, please, man. Please. I'll go bold.
Hey, don't forget that 2019 UEFA Nations League win, too. Come on.
We'll get more. Ruben Dias and António Silva. Ruben Dias, big credit in that final, man. He was instrumental. Like, what a game from him. But people, put down below your predictions, okay, of who's going through in the quarterfinals, and tell us goal scorers, best players to highlight in each game. And do you believe in this anti-Mbappe Mbappe tactic? Put everything that we spoke about, your decisions of the World Cup. And yeah, Bretson.
And do us a favor on the way out here. Please like the post, comment, interact,
Yes.
and most importantly, enjoy these games, guys, because we're coming near the end of the tournament already. I mean, I woke up yesterday in a little bit of a depression. There were no World Cup games on, and here I am. Like, what does my life come to? I have no soccer. I have no soccer to watch. See, now I'm saying soccer. Look what you made me do. But when it comes down to it, yeah, please, it doesn't cost you a thing. Like this post on the way out. Help us out. And my goodness, I can't wait to see these matchups coming. And if you have been here long enough and you don't know already, we do a weekly podcast that we post on Monday every week. Please do follow along, and listen to us anywhere you can get us.
You're saying your life is coming. I can tell you, Bretson, your life is coming to a Portugal final, my friend. That's
You,
what
sir,
your life